this the finish one?
So,
Me partnering with integrity means I'm here to stay. As in, I love this industry. I'm more excited about it than I have ever been. As a matter of fact, I am like the tail number on my jet. I'm in 24/7. Are you?
We all got the same amount of time, and it's going to take a time, and it depends on how we use our time. But what do you got your mind set on? What do you got your mind set on? I love what Beret said earlier, and that's why Mike had her say it, because it's what you got your mind set on is what you're going to get. And she's got her mind set on agency manager by the end of November. And it's going to take time, and it's going to take money, and it's going to take patience. And Mike, I love that I have an opportunity to be a partner with $1 billion company. I said it at the agency managers meeting in Tampa. I was glad to hear your wife repeat what I had said at one of these meetings, I think at TWC about a month back, because it resonated. And it is something that's major, and all of us have an opportunity to grab it.
World, watch. You're gonna see something you ain't never seen before. Is about ready to see what the Alliance can do, baby. Alaska, baby. The last great frontier. Maybe, I don't know. Alaska. It's cold up there, so I got my jacket on, and they got ice glaciers. We're going to cruise Alaska. It's not just a cruise, it's a journey. The ovation of the seas. We are going cruising. And where are we going while we're cruising in Alaska? Juneau. Yes, I know, it's Juneau. It is the largest capital in the United States of America. You're gonna see orcas, you're gonna see humpback whales, you're gonna see them sea dogs, you're gonna see the sea sails, you're gonna see everything up in Juneau, because Juneau. Have you ever been dog sledding? You get on the back of the sled. Or you're down like this right here. You like this right here. There's a country song that says, if I never get to see the Northern Lights. I bet you go on this cruise, you're gonna get to see the Northern Lights. You know what people say? You don't know what life's like until you've been brought on stage to your favorite song. Mr. Davies, you know how it feels. Mr. Katz, you know how it feels. Mr. Riddle, you know how it feels. Woohoo! I didn't even know my phone worked. I'm going to have to figure out how to unplug that. How you unplug them old phones, Tia? That thing's, my old phone's going crazy. Never mind, they quit. All right, here we go. We're going to talk about 5 ways. Look, I ain't got my ring on. I left it in my driver's car. I ain't got that one on either. I left them both in there. Look at me. 5 ways that you got to change. If I was in your position, I would want to change. You see, you don't know my position. I know my position, and I want to change. Why would you want to stay where you are? Huh? You tolerate it. People get in life what they tolerate. They get in life what they demand, and they get what they tolerate. And people make excuses. I'm gonna get to these 5 things in a minute. Okay. What are you eating, Mike? What are you eating, Mike? Unmute. Hit the button. You ain't figured out how to hit the button yet, Mike. You ain't using them Zoom. You need to use these Zoom for your fundraising calls. You raise more money for that Bible church of yours. You always try to do it where they can't see you.
There we go.
That way you're safe behind the no see-ums. What are you eating?
I'm eating the chef salad. Cracker Barrel.
Everybody calm down. He's eating a chef salad. Now you know. All of us on a diet, and you shoveling it in like you're trying to gain weight.
Yeah. Well, I can if I'm eating lettuce. Don't forget it. Oh, goodness.
Lettuce is no good without ranch. You know,
that's what I mean.
That people didn't eat meat vegetables until ranch was discovered.
I believe it.
All right, Mike, we'll talk about raising money today. Your school currently raises about $50 million a year, and you need to raise $1 billion a year. You need to change. Cats, you got a little $10,000 in the bank. You might have $150,000 in the bank. We need to have it worth $1 million in the bank. You don't even care. $10,000. I'd pay $10,000 to watch a. Can't say that. I'd bet $10,000 on a tooth. I'd bet $10,000 on a snake eyes. If you're willing to bet $10,000 on snake eyes, now you're starting to have some money. You know what I'm saying? That's where we need to get to. Want to change. Want to change. I lost my coin too, but I got another one. What do you want? How do you get it? What do you want? How do I get it? Marvin Otsoy, what do you want? How do you get it? What do you want? How do you get it? We want to change. How do we change? What do we change to? That's a different question. Okay? All right, so let's do a little bit of recognition. Leading the country in the United States of America, and cute as a bug in a rug, is Marvin and Julissa Otsoy with a $14,800 week, 5 out. Otsoy, #1 in the country in submit. Not to be confused with the #1 issue paid in the country will be Mark Hutchins. Otsoy, how did you get 5 IUL and 3 more policies submitted this week? What did you do? Work like 3 days? 4 days?
Activity. Doing the do.
And let me tell you something, Marvin. Everybody on here is active. They just not active doing the right stuff. Activity on the right things.
That's perfectly right. Exactly. Doing the right things and just talking to people on a daily basis, planting the seed, and come back if they say no the first time.
See, Mike, Otsoy, Brandon Manley. How many, especially Manley, he's married to Haley, you see. Very important to me. You've got to talk to more different people and not the same damn people all the time. I don't mean to curse, but you gotta tell me how many people you talked to this week. Mute yours back, Mike. mutual
Okay.
fact. You got to talk to new people each day. I woke up late this morning, so I have not met my quota of people. My wife put all curtains up. It's dark in there. It don't get light like it's supposed to. It was before it'd wake you up. Now, dark. All right. Varay and Jake, y'all got to talk to more people in width and more new people in depth. Well, Andy, you can't neglect the people that you got. Well, do you think I'm stupid? I know that. God. Listen, the biggest thing that's going to stop you, it ain't your butt, it's a billy goat. Because every time you try to get a billy goat to do something, he wants to butt you. What I get when I talk to people is a lot of butt. I think I'm talking to billy goats, not people. But Andy, you don't understand. Let me tell you what my client did. I don't give a crap what your client did. I want to know what you did. I know what you did. You got to talk to more people in width, Brandon, and you got to talk to more new people in depth. Well, I delegate my depth. Don't delegate depth. That'll get you death. Delegating depth will get you depth. Delegating getting deep will get you dead. You got to go down in there and you got to give a heartfelt conversation. Hey, can I share with y'all one of my big mistakes lately? Adam, can I share a big mistake? It's not going to be the big one, Adam. I'm telling them that. I'm talking about one of my big ones. I like when people say, "It's this girl tells me, I want to tell you my biggest problem." I was like, "No, don't tell me that." And then she told me some bullshit little hyperbole, thin as ice shit thing. You know? I was like, that's not your worst problem. Yeah, I'm not telling them the bad thing, Adam. I'm telling them one of my mistakes, not a big one. Not a big one. My wife put this book in the bathroom. Do not get this book. I think I know everything in it. I ain't going to tell you when I read it, but she put it in the bathroom. I think I know everything in here. And it's some good stuff. Do not get this book. But I read everything, and it's probably highlighted stuff. I've read it all, okay? And that reminded me of some things I didn't know. Do not get this book. If you have this book, take it out of your bathroom and put a different book in there. I have replaced it with this book. I've had this book for, I don't know, a year, 2 years. I put it in my bathroom. Look how far I am in it. Look how far I am. I'm not giving you the middle finger. I'm just holding up the book. I'm on page 70. And I have read this right here where I've got underlined. I've read that to so many people. I go all the way upstairs to my bathroom and pull it out and read it. Here's the problem, Mike, that most people deal with, including you. You're having these superficial damn conversations. They go like this: how you doing? What team do you pull for? Where do you work? Superficial conversations. That's what you're doing. That's why you can't get no relationship. Here's how much insurance did you sell this week? Did you get any referrals? Well, Andy, you talk about the basics all the time. No, I don't. But when I do talk about insurance, I talk about the basics. You know why? Because a dead gum caveman could do the basics. And if you ain't doing the basics, you ain't even trying. Most of the time, what I talk about is people and relationships and marriages and children, especially children. I love talking about kids and how getting your kids to go up. You want to tell you how to treat a kid bad? Sit at home and never travel. Set the example of staying at home. Fear. Teach your kids fear. If I leave, you may die. Teach your kids fear. If I risk money and buy more leads, then I might not make money. No! Teach your kids. See, when I'm around kids, I go, listen, kids, be crazy, be bold, go for your life, go for your dreams. You accept mediocrity and you're going to get mediocrity. You get you an average guy and you're going to have an average life. Interview them first. Ask them questions. Find out their hopes and dreams first. What this book says, Mike and Otsoy, it says go to question 7 and 8 and ask 7 and 8 question before you ask 1 and 2 question. I was talking to this young couple. They got marriage problems. You know why? They got married.
So if I don't get married, I won't have marriage problems. No, you'll have shacking up problems. You think marriage problems, y'all try shacking up problems.
Hey, Andy, I need you to make me host again so I can promote your other people.
Let me figure out how to do that.
You click on participants down at the bottom.
Yep.
And it's the other Alliance Zoom, not the one that says host. There'll be a little button.
No, I don't see that. I see attendees, panelists, participants, invite.
On panelists, if you scroll to the top, it'll say Alliance Zoom.
Alliance Zoom.
The one that's not you is me. And hit make
more.
Host.
Make host.
Yeah.
Do you want to change the host to Alliance Zoom? Yes. Technological wizard right there. Oh, almost left the meeting. Y'all would have really been impressed then. Okay. Where was I? I was being real sarcastic.
Something about shacking up.
I said you're going to have shacking up problems if you're shacking up. That's what I said. If you're single, are you married, Mike?
Yes.
You got marriage problems.
Exactly.
Let me work with you on them, okay? Let me work with you on the marriage problems, okay? Me and Jane have arguments. She's like night and I'm like day, or maybe she would say, no, you're like day, I'm like night. I'm like, whatever. It's opposite. 180 degrees. A lot of people, I like when people say, we're 360 degrees. I go, you're obviously not an engineer. The number's 180 that you're seeking for. Okay? It's 180. You're 180 degrees different, not 360, sweetie. That means you're lined up perfectly. God. It's like people, I didn't do nothing. Like, you didn't do nothing? What does that mean? You did do something? Do you mean you did nothing as opposed to didn't? Okay. Single people have single problems. So this marriage person, I was like, calm down. If you don't ever argue with your wife, like Jake and Frey, like, no offense, but if y'all don't ever argue, then you're probably living a life of quiet mediocrity and quiet desperation. Some guy named Thoreau, I used to quote that all the time. He said, most people live lives of quiet desperation. Here's what my man said. He said, God would rather have real than confident. I know some people, Davies, just because I called your name Davies don't mean I'm talking about you. I mean, I could be talking about you, but just because I said your name don't mean I'm talking about you. People are all confident when God wants real. Most couples you see, they say everything's perfect. We never argue, have perfect relationship. I bet you don't ever eat no pizza together neither. You know why? Because she likes pizza and he don't. So they don't eat it. I get mad, I tell my wife, I like pizza every once in a while. We go down there to Ruturoso. Go down there to Tuturoso and get some pizza every once in a while. I don't like pizza. I know you don't. You're going to go for me. Just like I do for you. That causes an argument. But then we get to make up. People live lives of quiet desperation because they accept mediocrity. They don't get mad. They don't get happy. They live right here, Davies. That's in your business. You should live right here. In the business, they get all mad. Get happy and get them mad. But in their relationship, they want to live, not get mad, not get happy. That's different. Whatever you accept, is this making sense, Jacob? Right? No, it's okay to have a disagreement. But it's not okay to stay mad. You got to work it out, or else you're going to get a divorce. I was just talking to this lady, and she got 4 kids. One of her daughters just got a divorce. Got a 7-year-old kid. I hate that. You say, well, you going to try to save it? I don't even know them. Why would I try to save that? I don't even know them. I feel sorry for her. I don't know what happened. They grew apart. You like Alan Davis? They grew apart. It wasn't nobody's fault. As a matter of fact, we get along better than now. Why do they talk out of side of the mouth like that when they're telling you stories like that? Huh? Do you know why they talk out of side? I don't know the answer to that question. Jeff Wright says, get to the material that I gave you. I'm getting to it. Marcus Richardson. But let me see that beard.
Yes, sir.
Give me a little,
Yes,
give me a
sir.
profile of that thing, boy. Give me a profile of that. I'll tell you what, bro. You looking good. Carla, like that.
She loves it. That's why it stays.
You can't argue with that kind of logic. My son, ever tell you, my son challenged me not to shave when I come back from Africa. I hadn't shaved over there for 10, 12 days, 13, 14 days. I trimmed it a little bit.
I bet yours will be longer than mine.
Dude, I'm going to tell you what. Some things I can't do, but I can grow some daggum hair. I'll trim it in a minute, though, Bo. Davies, is this helping at all?
Absolutely.
Is this more like the guy you met 21 years ago?
Heck yeah.
I got you.
No, they got to talk out the side of their mouth because their head's up their butt. You don't want to use your whole mouth when your head's up your butt.
You know what this sound is, Davies? Tell them what this sound is.
That's extraction.
Four of your five senses don't work with like that with your head up there.
Okay, slow down and explain that to me, Adam. Tell me what you said.
4 of your 5 senses don't work
With
while
your
your
head
head's
up
up your
your-
butt. And the one that does, you don't want it to. No.
4 of your 5 senses does not work when you got your head up. Yeah. Omar, I had to break this to you, but your screen is turned 90 degrees off. How you like me getting the numbers right? 90 degrees, like 180 is like when they're like that. 90s when they're like that. That's perfect. See, let me explain something to you. You don't risk embarrassment if you don't correct stuff. When you accept it as it is, there's no embarrassment and there's no argument. Marcus Stewart could be embarrassed, but I wanted him to get corrected. Omar Stewart. Hey, bro, I am so proud of you. So I couldn't wait till family reunion to see you. I want to see you now. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Andy. Thank you. I got on a little bit late. I was just finished writing one.
Don't be bragging on this call. Okay. You can't see it. Can you see Jara Gonzalez?
No.
Jara, will you say, you probably on the phone. Jara, will you say hey to Omar?
Hey, Omar, how's it going, man?
There you go. I see her. Yes, I got you.
She asked you a question.
How you doing? Good. How you doing?
I am fan-freaking-tastic.
Y'all are 2 winners that if you would listen to me and do what I say, I think within less than 18 months, I could have you making $83,000 a month. Okay? Overrides. Okay? Oh, by the way, you can't listen for 30 days and not listen for 30. And just because I'm saying Jara, don't mean I'm talking to you. I could be talking to Jake, your daggum nephew or whatever. I could be talking to cats. You got to do it and do it and do it and do it and do it. You with me? Omar, you got to do it and do it.
Yes,
and
sir.
do it. Marcus, you're on track to do that right now. There's a couple critical things that you're not doing, but it's not life threatening. It's just going to slow you down. It's probably going to take you more like 24 months to 36 months. Could even be longer than that because I can't diagnose it when you're slightly off. It'd be like going to the moon and being slightly off. It's not like going to the Mars and being slightly off. That'd make you. The Mars slightly off, even must is terrible. Moon slightly off, you just barely miss it. See what I'm saying? Because it's so much closer. All right, Omar and Jara. I'm not talking random. I know what I'm saying. I'm in control, even though it doesn't appear that I'm not. You with me? See how calm and straightforward I am? I just don't want to be a boring clod of dirt. I would rather be remembered than forgotten. Okay?
Okay.
That don't mean I don't execute the basic. People get confused, Charity. They think because I talk about the basic, you can't do the other stuff. The other stuff's important, and this stuff's important. Riddle, be memorable or be forgotten. Cats, I'm going to talk to your little girl, Emily, and I'm going to say, be memorable or be forgotten. Number 2 was Marcus Richardson, who's also on the call. Stud Muffin Richardson, how did you get all them sales? 9 sales, 14,000 submitted.
Well, I came back from hanging out with you in Florida, and so I had to get back to work. So it was a matter of making calls, going out and seeing the people, and finding some money.
Who sent me this? Victory is reserved for those who are willing to pay its price. Victory has a price. Hey, that was fun, wasn't it? What did your children say after we had dinner?
We had a blast. They love you. They love Jane. It was good for them to see Haley and us all interact as a family, because I don't think they've ever seen you interact with Haley. So that was good. But we had a blast. The meal was awesome. I got the steak the way you prefer instead of the way I prefer, and it came out good.
Hey, I didn't say nothing. Hamid.
Yeah, Hamid was not having it. I told him, well done. He looked at me all sideways. And I said, well, is that a problem? He said, no, not with this one. You want a medium well. I do medium well for you. I said, okay, medium well.
You got your kids to try some calamari?
Yes, that was cute, because Maya, if it wasn't you there, Andy, she would not have tried it. Maya, she's like, no, it looks funny. It sounds funny. It just has a funny name. I don't want it. So
she didn't spit it out neither.
No, she actually liked it.
Try it. She might like it. They had a good time, though.
They did, yes. And thank you again, too.
That was fun. And Brandon was there, too, wasn't he?
No, it was just Haley. Remember, Brandon, he was, I think he was doing that meeting.
He was somewhere over there on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Where was you, Brandon?
Yeah, you're right. I was over on the East Coast.
Where at on the East Coast?
Cocoa Beach, Melbourne, same thing, I think.
Cocoa Beach in Melbourne. He's got some guy over there that's doing what he's saying, so he's going back probably. All right, number 3, Megan Wood. Let's talk about issue pay. And by the way, Megan Wood, she is consistently top 3, top 4, top 1, top 2, top. See, you understand consistency, Charity, Otsoy, consistency, Michael Yancey. I talked to 5 brand new donors last week. How many did you talk to this week? Well, I need to do better this week. No. It's got to be consistent. I don't care if you're inconsistent. As long as you're inconsistent on a regular basis. It's when you pour it on for a month and then stop and disappear. I got this guy, he's so positive and engaged, and then he'll disappear on you for a month. I just got my head down. We all know what that means now, right? It's not consistent. You don't stay around. You got to stay engaged. Lean in. Be on the calls. Adam, if you could do one thing, if you would try to count the number of people you got on these calls with me, count the number of people you got coming to family reunion, count the number. Liars figure, but figures don't lie. See, people get confused. They think because I talk about relationships all the time, I don't look at the figure. I judge the relationships by the figure. I don't judge my relationship with you by the figures. I judge my relationship by the figure. It's statistics. It's mathematical consequences as a resultant of the unseen. It's the unseen becoming seen. Somebody hit me with, you don't battle against principalities or something, or principles. I got no. Oh, Marcus is gonna come in there.
What's the question, Andy? We wrestle.
We don't battle against.
Yeah, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities and spiritual things in high places.
Wait a minute. Oh, excuse me. I said it. Say that. Say that like PDJ.
We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against power and spiritual powers in high places.
It ain't flesh and blood, Charity. All right, so it's not flesh and blood. What is it, Marcus?
Powers and spiritual principalities and things in high places.
Spirit. It's the unseen that's whooping your butt, not the seen. Don't tell me about the seen. I can see the seen. Tell me about the unseen. What's the unseen? The demons in your head. Okay. All right. Borrow me this one. The checklist manifesto. Checklist. Brian Tracy got in my face and he said, "You need to read this book." I said, "All right, I'll get it. I got it. I'm going to download it right now while I'm talking to y'all, and I'm going to listen to the checklist. I've got me a free audio. Are y'all on audio? Y'all should get on audio if you ain't. I got me a free book. The Checklist Manifesto. CHECK Manifesto. There it is right there. Rated 4.5 stars. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it with one credit. Watch me. I just bought that thing. Now I got to confirm it.
It's really good.
I got to confirm it. I don't have enough to subscribe to that audio book. Let me tell y'all something. When I was broke, I would put stuff on credit card. I didn't care if they come get me. When you're broke, why do you care? Get a credit card, borrow it from somebody and not pay it back. Your mama or daddy, by the way, not friends, because then they won't like you. But mom and daddy don't care. My mom and daddy could care. Well, damn. I would get it from them if they didn't mean like that. When I was broke, I put everything I did into my education, not my bank account. I ain't got none in my bank account. I know. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The powers you fight against are not what you see. It's what you don't see. You got to get you smarter. Mark Hutchinson got 12,000 issued. Stephen Davies, how'd you get 12,000 issued, Mr. Davies? In 1 week, 5 applications, 3 IULs.
Just talking with people, talking with current client, find out what's going on in their life, and then helping address new needs or helping new needs occur.
All right, Jera. Eric Belair had 28 apps issued for 9,800. He's number 3 in the country. I don't care. I love Eric and Bobby, but Eric could be doing 20,000 a month. Okay? If he wants to. But he's going to have to change. I'm going to give him 5 ways to change. He could outsell Davies. As a matter of fact, year to date, he is outselling Davies. I'm not trying to get him to outsell Davies. I'm trying to get him to get $83,333.33 a month in overrides coming in. But I could show him how to double his sale. Why do you care if he knows how to double his sale? Because he coaches people. And if he coaches people, he needs to tell them these secrets, because he could work half as much and sell just as much and use that time to build an override. You see how I did that? Like, I wish I could. I got a friend. He can do Rubik's Cube with one hand. What's his friend's name? What's my friend's name? Do it 2 hands at the same time. Chris Gardner. I thought y'all would know. Chris Gardner could do that. I can do that with this business. I've been doing this business for 30 years. And if I had 2 Rubik's Cubes and could just show you how to change the colors and get them just right, I can do that. But I've got to have a willing cube to work with me. You with me? Does that make sense? Omar, you tracking with me? I can't sing. If I could, I'd mess y'all up. But it goes like this. This is how we do it. I don't know no more words, really, to be honest with you. That's one of my challenges, remembering the words. This is how we do it. Like it's how we do it. Does that make sense? Okay, Davies, tell them how you did that again, because it's very critical. Adam, you got to listen to this. Jake, you got to hear this. Brandon, it's really good.
Just talking to current clients, finding out what's going on in their life, and helping them take care of new needs or helping new needs occur to them that they hadn't thought about.
You ever have anything like crazy, like they got a divorce or kid died or mama died, daddy died, wife died?
If you call enough people, every time. I mean,
what's some crazy things you've heard lately? You're like,
well, I had a lady say, "Hey, you need to call my friend. He needs to get some life insurance." I called the lady up and she said, "Oh yeah, I've been looking into this. I need to get life insurance for my ex-husband." And I said, "Okay, do y'all have a business together, kids together, anything like that?" She's like, "No." She's actually, "Let me ask you a question." She's like, "I looked it up. In the state of North Carolina, you have to be missing for 7 years before you're declared legally dead. Would I have to wait till then to collect on the policy, or could I get the money sooner?" And I said, I don't think I'm the guy to help you. Somebody needs to tell him what's up.
How many of y'all believe that's the truth? I'm raising my hand. How many of y'all believe that's the truth? Yeah. If you talk to enough people, Bubba Skinner done got 9,000. Sue Love, Brandon Manley. I want to put you on the spot, but I'm not going to do it. You need to call Sue, and you need to start with questions 7 and 8, and you jump right in and give it a shot. You won't be as good as me in the beginning, but you will get good. Let me read y'all what it says. This guy right here, Dream Big. He says, I mean, it's a lot of saying, right? He says, try going a little deeper with the people you encounter, and definitely with the people God has already placed closest to you. Well, duh. Try to have 12 conversations a day. Not, how you doing? Where do you work? What team do you pull for? What team are you cheering for? He says, ask this, for example. Who are you? Like, who are you, Adam Katz? Me and Adam know who each other are. We ain't alike, but we know who each other are. How's it going, really? Who are you? What are the things you want in life? What's your high and low so far this week? When's the last time you felt lonely? Where was the last time you laughed so hard you peed yourself? This guy's funny. He's got some funny stuff in here. He's old as everything, too. He said this one. He said, if you're still looking for a posse, Jarrah, Omar, if you're still looking for a posse, look harder. You're putting together a posse. You know what a posse is? Team, group. Look around my group. Here's my group. Mr. Davies, Mr. Katz, Mr. Richardson, Hot Soy, Omar, Mike, Jarrah, Charity, Veray, Riddle, AMG. I like the name of that group. Alliance Millionaire Group. AMG. All right. If you still don't have your posse, look harder, Jake and Veray. It's worth the effort you give it. It is worth the effort you give it. Ain't nothing like that in this book, but it's funny stuff in here. I need to do better at reading. You don't need to do better at reading. You need to read 15 minutes a day. God bless America. What's so hard about that? You get on social media and post a picture of your ass all the time. I know you got time to read 5 minutes. You just jealous because you ain't got muscles, Albright. I just know how much time I waste a day. I just can't imagine how much time you waste a day. Albright, you don't waste no time. You're efficient. You keep thinking that. You keep thinking I'm perfect, and I'll keep thinking you ain't. How about that? You about dumb if you think I'm perfect. I'm about as far from jacked up. You think, I was telling somebody today, I said, you think you got problems? If you had my problems, you would kill yourself. If I had your problems, I would laugh. Does that make sense? You don't know what my problem is. You told me. It's serious to me. I know. Mine are serious to me. If I'm talking to this guy, matter of fact, Goad laughs at me all the time. I say, Goad, I need for you to pray, not laugh. It's not funny. He's like, yeah, but the way you say it's funny. Okay. Megan Wood is issue paid number 6 in the country. She's slipping. No, she's not. She's always number 6 or 4 or 3 or 2. She's always 6 or 4 or 3 or 2 or 1. Sometimes she's 1. A lot of times she's 1. Joseph 2, kicking butt, taking names. I told my staff, I said, fly him out here. Somebody call him and fly him to Florida. I want to meet this dude. How come you don't go see him? I go there all the time. Mercedes, hey, Gus is up and about. He's been working out, exercising, flexibility exercises. He's coming to family reunion. Are you? Hey, man, my man had brain surgery, removed a tumor from around his spine. Couldn't talk, couldn't stand, couldn't walk. But he had his a-ho at the family reunion. Didn't he, Davies? He come in a wheelchair. Tell him. Mm-hmm. I'm going to shut up. You talk.
No, that couple inspires me and Holly. I mean, he was there in a wheelchair, couldn't move, hurting the whole time. But he's like, this is where I need to be. This is where I need to be. He's like, this is my therapy. I don't need all the therapy they're giving me back there. This is my therapy. Being with these people is good for me. I'm inspired, and they're killing it this year.
Isn't that crazy? Then I have people say, guess what happened to me? The reason I'm not coming to family reunion. I go, oh, wait, let me hear it. This is going to be so amazing. I just can't. Oh, tell me what happened that you can't come. I want to hear it. I'm so interested. Tell me how you overcame an obstacle, not how you succumbed to the obstacle. Tell me how it hair-lipped the governor. Tell me how everybody thought you was crazy. Tell me how you crawled over glass. Davis, talk to them about effort and accomplishment for a second or two, please, Mr. Davis.
I was just thinking like the statue to the succumbers. Like, who's that? That's John the Succumber. What did he do? He gave in to everything. Oh, who's that? Oh, that's the guy that peed on himself every time it got tough. That one? Oh, that's the biggest crybaby in our town's history.
Do another one.
Oh, that guy. Well, let me tell you something. That guy holds the record for single-handedly giving up on the most challenges in his life.
All right, let me tell you how he does it, Bray. He don't actually have something. So he goes like this. Oh, that guy. Well, what he did, and see, when he's saying those little words, he's thinking of something. Did you know that? Yeah, that's what they do. He said, well, what happened was, have you ever heard anybody say, well, what happened was a long time ago? They don't know what they're going to say. They're making up an excuse. He's making up a joke. People make excuses or they make up a joke. They make up excuses or they get results. It's always an option, but they do it the same way. Listen to me, Charity. Listen to me, Riddle. Failing is the same as succeeding. Most people win at failing, but they can't win at succeeding. Why is that? Because they're used to it. They've done it all their life. So then they just continue to do it. Winning's different, and it will pull you back down to where you were. That's why kids that's parents played in the NFL are more likely to get in the NFL. It's not because they're more talented. It's just they think they can. They're more comfortable there than they are here. Who you get around, you take your friends, all your friends. Which friends? All 5. Divide their income up. That's the kind of income you make. Oh, Terry Edwards. I should have invited him on here. He had something good today to say. He said, I'm convinced, Andy, that people's casual acquaintances put the nail in the coffin to their success. Marcus Richardson, do you know what that means? Casual acquaintances. Tell everybody what that means.
Well, what I believe it means is those that you casually run with because they take up your time. They don't really want to see you make $83,000 a month. They're not really happy for you. You know, when you're going after your dreams and you're chasing, it's kind of like that crabs in a barrel mentality. We don't want to see you get out, so you stay in here with us. You know, not going to get free.
It's your poker buddies on Friday night. It's your church on Sunday morning. Oh, yeah, no, my church. I know your church. I know. It's your church on Sunday morning. It's your church on Wednesday night. It's the Sunday school. It's your mama, your aunt, your cousin, your neighbors. Neighbors. You bought a house there and they live beside you. That does not make you best friends. My mom and dad had sex, had a baby. Me, I did it again, I believe, and had Alan. He's my brother. What do you want me to tell you? It's not required reading. I don't know what to tell you. Y'all are picturing Laverne and George. That is not good thinking on your part. You need to think about your future and your life. Hot soy.
Yes, Andy.
Have I talked to any people in your group recently?
Yes. Yes.
Aha. He's in touch. How did it go? Did I make them cry? Did I make them mad? Did I fire them up? What did I do?
They're fire up. Marisol Diaz is killing it. Our pattern is killing it. So they are just becoming AM this year, coming to family reunion and almost there to Alaska. They are just hitting Alaska Club.
Which one do you think will get there first? Marisol or there's another one. What's her name? I know her good. Should be mad. Awa. Are you sure?
Yeah.
There's another girl I was talking to. Another one. She's close to winning.
Or Maddie, but Marisol for sure.
No, not Maddie. It's another girl. Davies. Do you know who it is? No, you shouldn't know how it is. It's Jason that should know. I can't. I don't want to mess it up. Tell me who else you got that's close to winning.
Close to winning is besides Marisol will be our pattern. And Pumi, but Pumi will be there too.
Pumi, that's who it was.
Yes.
So Marisol and Pumi, which one of them you think will get there first?
Marisol.
All right, Pumi, you heard that. Okay. Let me tell you this. Janina Wilson, Thomas Murphy, Amy Black, Jeff Schultz. Way to go, Jeff Schultz. That's your boy, Brandon Manley. Jeff Schultz, number 12 in the country. 6,974 app. Premium and 9 app. He used to work with Goldberg back in the day. 3 leads, 90% contract. You couldn't move up, couldn't move down. 3 leads. All he did. He had a weird strategy. You say, well, how'd that work out? He went out of business. Goldberg went out of business. He gone. Whole business. Massive. Joel Schultz was with him. He likes us better. He's killing it. Let me tell you this, Brandon. Get more people on my calls. Try TRY harder. It will pay you dividend. Well, they watch your calls, Andy, and all you do is ramble and you talk about stuff and it don't make no sense and they don't understand. Seriously? You don't understand what I'm saying? Tell them again about the statues to the overcomers and undercomers, Davies. Tell them maybe I'll share my buddy caught that.
The statues to the succumbers, the circle of mediocrity, the statues to the guy that pees on himself the most.
How about the guy that buys the least amount of leads, the guy that invests the least, the guy that goes to the least meetings? Do we have a statue for these people?
Absolutely.
You remember what Eric Belair got? See, you can't say this to people, Jera. You can't say this to it. But if you could get them on here, they hear it with all the incitement, enthusiasm, and sarcasm, and funniness, and craziness, and all that stuff going on. And you just, what would be cool if we had a meeting and every week and we could hear in the background? But what would that noise be, Jake? You act like you know that be. What do you think it is, Hooray? Huh?
Their buttholes.
Their buttholes. That's weird.
Yes.
Adam, tell them what it is. You've been around me a long time. It is their heads becoming dislodged. Grab your shoulders and push down.
You see what I'm saying? Like, what if we could hear people extraction, if we could hear people changing their mind like that? Wouldn't that be crazy? Yeah. All right. Top people to a Foresters: Pam Billingsley, Stephen Halley Davies, David Bragg. CVS, the highest paid, highest renewals, no height and rate requirements. They love COPD. Highest paid, Mark Hutchinson. I like that greedy somebody. He will write for the highest paid. Okay? Good job, Hutchinson. Good job, Mimi Romero. Good job, Stephen Davies. Davies, you're number one with Foresters and number one with CVS. Good job. Recruiters, Stephen Davies. Did your son get those recruits?
Yeah, this chairman brings in the wit, and then we talk to them and get them equipped and get them running.
All right. Olga Mathis and Jason put in 4. Staff put in 4. Riddle put in 4. Roberts put in 4. Cats, 3, baby. 3 and me. Diane Lampy, 2. Alfonso Thomas, 2. Terry Edwards, 2. Mike and Noel, 2. Okay. Y'all okay with that? We good? Can we move on to the 5 things the way you change? Actually, this is some of the best slides that we've ever had. I just hate to not see y'all. Let's put it up for a minute or two and let you see it. And I'll kind of go over and then I'll come back to y'all. Y'all are more important than the slide. All right. Number 1, the first thing. The first thing is to observe the blaming that you're doing. If you're not intelligent enough to not observe the blaming that you're doing, like I could tell excuses for Stephanie or Jake and Beret or Marcus. I could blame. Most popular person to blame in America is me, Andy. They blame Andy because I'm the CEO. Number 2, they blame. Scroll down to the next one, buddy. There we go. Number 1. Notice the blaming. I blame integrity. I blame Andy. Here's what I want to blame. I blame my dumb idiot downline. If I blame my downline, that's a blame game. If I go, I just can't get Tommy to go to conventions. I just can't get Tommy. That's me. That's called the blame game. My role is when I blame my leaders. I just don't have enough leaders that give a shit. I don't have enough leaders that promote my call. I don't have enough leaders that promote my TWC. That's me blaming. You've got to notice you're blaming. Atsoy, I will tell you this. Why are you not getting 83,000? And if it doesn't start with I, then it's a blame. If it starts with I and then you point to somebody else, it's a blame. Some people learn how, well, I blame you. Okay, right. It's blame. You got to get rid of blaming tendencies. All right. You're not a failure until you start blaming. So you got to notice if you're blaming something. I want to go back on so I can look at each one of you in light. If you're blaming, that's you, bro. That's on you. You cannot change what happens to you telling me what happened yesterday. You cannot, Davis, what I said to you was perfect. Like, you got to focus on 90 days from now, bro. If you focus on what happened yesterday, it's going to kill you, bro. It's going to kill you. Yesterday happened. What are we going to do now? If you tell me one more time about what your mama did and what your daddy did and what your cousin did and what I did and what Jane did and what Jane didn't do, that's no. I didn't say what Jane did do. I told you what Jane Albright did do. Like, God, what difference does it make? It happened yesterday. What are we going to do 90 days from now? We got to plan ahead. I got something to help you. If you are 41, what will your 50-year-old say back to you? If you're 20, Jake, if you're 27, what's the 35-year-old going to say to you? You're 35. Grow up. Okay, think. I'm 57. I'm looking back at 65. What's 65-year-old person saying to me? 65-year-old Andy. That is not a blame game. Andy is not going to say, well, what happened to you, Mr. Albright, is you remember when you sold your company and you partnered with integrity and you did. He's not going to say that. 65-year-old is going to tell me what to do now to change what happens when I get to be 65. If your 65-year-old person looks at you and tells you what happened yesterday, you have got a dumb 65-year-old you. 65-year-old you is going, and your 35-year-old you, Jake, is going to tell you what you need to do now. Does that make sense, Jake? Joseph?
Yes, sir, it does. All I hear is everything that Andy and Mike and Noel and Joseph Dukes is telling you to do. Good.
Hey, go to all my pictures for a minute, and I'll come back to number 2. When we come back, we'll go to number 2. All right. Katz, how old are you?
52.
Okay. So I'm 57. I'm 5 years older than you. Man, when you get to be my age, Bo. I've been telling that. How long have I been saying that to you, Adam?
29 years.
Bo, when you get to be my age. You got to sell that hope, babe. We're selling hope, not dope. But Adam, one day you're going to be 65. What are some things that your 65-year-old is going to be saying to you? Take a second. Davies, you're 41. You're going to be my age one day. You're going to be 57. You're going to be Katz's age, 55, like that. I didn't think I'd ever be that. But you are going to be. What's that person going to say to you? Veray, you're going to be 39 sometime. Not Veray, Jera, you're going to be 39 sometime. What's 39-year-old going to say? What's 49-year-old going to say? What's something 65-year-old you saying, Adam?
Thank you for staying in the game. Thank you for going partner. Thank you for building a life that we can be proud of. Thank you for making a difference.
I don't hear anything your 65-year-old saying about what happened in your past, Adam.
Nope.
I don't think he gives a crap.
He doesn't care what small event I might have missed along the way. Thank you for sacrificing.
Ooh, that give me the cold chills right there.
Thank you for overcoming and not succumbing.
What's something your 55-year-old saying to you, Davies?
Saying, don't listen to anything that says you're less than or that you can't, because you can. I mean, it's so wide open. It's so wide open. Stop.
That's what the 55-year-old is saying to you. It's so wide open.
Stop playing in a small box. There's so much out there.
Ooh. Charity. The 39-year-old you. 39. You got to take a second. We'll let Jared do it 49. 39-year-old you. Put yourself in that position. What is that person saying to you? Are they whining about your current situation? Are they whining about your past and your parent? What are they saying to you? It's you. You, when you're 39, what are you saying back?
So you want to know what I say back to them, or you want me to?
I want you to be your 39-year-old person. Watch this. We'll do it with Jared. Jared, I want you to be 49. Okay? And you're talking to the, I don't know, 29-year-old you. The 49-year-old is talking to the you now. What does she say to you? What kind of advice does she give you, Jared?
Thank you for doing what it took to get where you are now. What else is possible?
Try to help Charity understand what I'm trying to do. Put yourself in yourself older. Explain it.
So I'm imagining myself that I'm, 20, 25 years ahead, 49. What would my 49-year-old self say to me now?
Mine might say, man, I tell you what, I'm glad you treated Jane better. Appreciate you treating her better because she's still with us now. I thought, yeah, that was a close call. Hey, 65-year-old me saying, hey, man, I'm glad you took your money and invested it well. Didn't do stupid stuff with it. I thought, yeah, I know. Because I was tempted. My old me's looking back at me going like, I hope you worked really hard and kept that thing going with integrity, made integrity. I'm glad you made Brian Adams proud. I tell you something else, my old me, my 70-year-old says, I'm glad you kept Adam Katz as a friend and didn't mess him up, didn't jerk him out. I'm glad you reached out and helped those young people like Davies. That's what my old me's saying to me. I tell you one thing my old me is saying is don't eat so much, don't drink so much, work harder, love on your children more, love on your wife more, build more relationship. That's what the future me's saying. My future me's not talking about my childhood. My future me's not talking about my situation. My future me's telling me what to do. See what I'm saying, Charity? What's your person? Is yours sympathizing with you, empathizing with you, or what is that future person saying to you?
Tell me to get myself in gear. Keep pushing forward.
Her future self said, get yourself in gear. How's that feel? See, it's different than me saying, get your head out of your butt. It's your future self saying, get yourself in gear. I don't know if you know this, but who do you think you trust more, me or your future self? Who do you think cares more about you, the future self or me? Who do you think cares more?
Future self?
Yeah, because I already told you what I think. I don't care. Not my life. But your future self gives a crap because your future self don't want to be under the same damn circumstances, Jara. The future self wants a different circumstance for you to be under. I'm under a circumstance, Andy, and you don't understand it. Well, your future self wants you to get under a different circumstance. It's some psychological trickery right here, but let's get your stuff in. This will get you in gear. When your future self starts telling you to, when your future self says, getting dry, out of reverse, out of neutral, your future self saying, put it in drive, baby. All right, number 2. Let's go to number 2. This is a good slide. All right. This is ways to change. Number 1, quit blaming. Number 2, talk about what I can do. Davy's future self said, nothing is a can't, everything's a can. That's what his future self said. Isn't that what your future self said, Davy? Something like that? Elaborate on what your future self's saying.
Can't is just another way of saying I won't. So before you say I can't, just say I won't.
Your future self is wise beyond his years. That might be a 60-year-old talking.
He also says if she didn't laugh the first time, she won't laugh the second time. He reminds me of that a lot too.
Tell him that's funny. Tell him what that means.
If Holly didn't think it was funny the first time I did it, it wasn't that she needed repeated exposure to understand the humor in it.
His future self is telling him how to be a better comedian. Don't tell the same joke over and over again that failed. Especially to Holly, says his future self. Okay. Lack of direction, not lack of time, is the problem. We've all got 24 hours in a day. I'm accomplishing, like right now, Adam Cat, I'm going to come back to you in a minute. I want you to tell them what's happened in your business in the last year. It's insanity how good it's been, where other people have been flat or failing. Okay? His direction has been good. Reminder, what you focus on becomes your reality. If you focus on change, change will come. If you focus on the rearview mirror, Murray, change will not come. Whatever you focus on, focusing on the rearview. You know why they make the rearview mirror so small? Because that's how important it is. See how big your windshield is out front? That's more important. Focus on the front. Okay, Adam Katz, let's talk about direction. How I can and what happened, your direction, what changed. All right, pull that screen down. Focusing on can, not can't. What can I do?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a fun ride, the last year, and it's just getting funner, getting gooder and gooder. The team has really gelled as a team. That was one of the things we were working towards was unity, and and just getting my head right, getting my spirit right. Just in terms of how can I lead at a higher level? How can I lead more, more like Andy Albright? How can I care more? How can I serve more? How can I love more? But app count is through the roof. Volume is up like crazy. Number of unique writers is up like crazy. Breaking new levels. Beth and I are hitting new levels, and the team is hitting new levels. Keith and Linda Goebel going district manager. They actually hit district manager at the same time they hit agency manager.
Adam, let's get more personal. Talk to them about that journaling and reading every day.
So part of it was, I quit trying to do it on my power, and I got my eyes focused more on God and following his path. And so every morning I wake up and, I read some devotionals, and I journal every morning trying to get my head right. And a lot of times it's as much a prayer that I'm writing about as it is my daily activities or anything else. But it's really just trying to get my mind calm and my spirit calm. And so I read devotionals, I journal every morning, and then I read a minimum of 10 pages from whatever book I'm reading. And I do that every morning, and it kind of gets me ready for the day. And I feel like I'm a better person talking to people because I've got myself settled first.
That was a deeper question. I've got voices in my head and choices in my head. I got choices and voices. Who are you listening to? My coin fell out. Who are you listening to? And who are you succumbing to? Are you giving in to weakness? Or are you giving in to strength? Adam, tell them about that hard 75 or 45. What was the hardest part? Tell them the hardest part of the hard 75. Tell them what it is first, and then tell them the hardest part.
Well, typically for most people, the hardest part is taking the picture. So 75 Hard is this program. Andy Frisella did this, and I heard about it through Riddle and Hartlieb and those guys. And basically, you got to do 5 things for 75 days. You gotta read 10 pages out of a nonfiction book. You got to drink a gallon of water a day. You got to do 2 separate 45-minute exercises. One of them has to be outside. Doesn't matter what the weather's like. One of them has to be outside. And you got to follow some kind of diet. They don't specify diet, whatever diet you want to follow, which includes no alcohol. That is part of it. You can't drink. And then you got to take your picture every day. And most people fall off of it because they forget to take their picture. It's the smallest, easiest, most mundane task that trips people up. They get focused on the big things and they miss the little things on the way.
What's more likely to kill you when you go to Africa? A lion, an elephant, or a mosquito? Mosquito. Malaria. Elephants, you ain't gonna see an elephant. You might see one. I see them, but you won't. Y'all run from them. We get off a Jeep and creep closer. Still, most likely to die by mosquito, not elk or lion. Selfie. Choices. Choices and voices. I can read 15 minutes, but will you? I can't make it to work today. I can't call somebody new. I can't talk to her. Will you? I like what Jeff says. It ain't what you can do, it's what you will do. Oh, get this. I got this. Listen to this one. You're going to like this, Davies. Brandon Manley, in March of 2020, last year, had 7 unique writers. In June, he had 37. Let me show you what that graph looks like. I don't know if you can see it. See that graph? Look at that. Focused in the right direction. Is he perfect? Nope. He got problems? Yep. He got married problems. He's married to Haley. Hierarchy, new issue paid out. 45 out. 100. Look at that. Not possible. 175 out. You know what one guy said? It's because you're helping him. I got an idea. I can help you too. If I have yours on here, Adam, I'll pull it. I know yours is in here, one of the best graphs in the country, but it's you helped yourself. New issue paid agent. He went new issue paid. Had 1 in March, had 7 new issue paid. I know I got Otsoys in here. Jared Gonzalez is. Jared, your graphs are off the chart. I told you to recruit like your life depended on it, and it looks like that's what you're doing. I had one message to you is you keep doing what you're doing and add some new skills. Talk to me, Jared. No, you just seriously, your numbers are going through the roof.
I just finished reading this book called the 5 a.m. Club.
Ooh, want to get up early?
So I've been getting up at 5 a.m. and it's making a difference.
Do you reading a little bit?
I am.
Are you reading anything besides that book?
I am. I'll usually listen to an audio, and then I usually read multiple books simultaneously.
Can you confide in us any other books you're reading?
I'm rereading The Circle of You.
It's a great book.
Yes, it is.
Got a copy of it right here.
Thank you for writing it. Good one.
Who on here don't need to reread this? My gosh. That should be the manifesto right there. Here's the other book. Have you read this book right here?
Yes. Goals. It's a good one.
That's a great book. You went from hierarchy from 11 out in June of 19 to 88 outs in June of 21. You'll know what you was in June of 20? In June of 20, you were at 75. So that ain't much. Yeah, it is too. If you see the trend, it is. Because it goes like, success looks like this. See how it's up and down? It's generally up, but it's up and down. Okay? Now, I can actually explain. Tomorrow on President's Club, we have a very exclusive invitation. If you jump on that call and let me talk about Katz's group and Carrie's group, I can tell you exactly what to do next. I can tell you right now, you're going to have to get depth in number 2 leg. It's that first leg is what's drove you up, but you got to get depth in number 2, 3, and 4. You say I need to hire about 30 more people. No. I'm not saying you don't need to hire 30, but you need to get some depth in the 3rd and 4th and 5th leg. That'll drive your volume through the roof. You get 4 legs smoking or 5 legs smoking. How do I do that? Well, you got to get some width. I thought you said not to hire any more width. No, that's not what I said. You need to hire some more width, but you got to work with somebody. You can't be too picky. Yeah. I'm going somewhere. I don't go with it. You can't be too picky. You got to lower the bar with somebody to become a leader, and then you got to get depth. There's another. whose group is that? I ain't got the name on it. That's another good group. I wish I'd have kept that one. So, well, is everybody going up? No, some people are going down. Some people, 4 of their 5 senses ain't working. They're not reading. They're not listening to audio. What can you do to get out of your position and change? Whatever you focus on is going to grow, Otsoy. Otsoy, let me tell you what you and Jared both got to do. Y'all both got to find another winner in leg 2 and 3. And the way you do it is you drive down and you poke on them and you have real conversations like what this book talks about. Okay, let's go to the third slide real quick because we got 5. This will be more than halfway here. All right, this is how to change. First of all, don't blame yourself. I mean, don't blame somebody else. But pay attention to what you're blaming. Number 2, talk about what you can do. Take your future self and have your future self talk to you. Okay. We are not animals. We are not a product of what happens in our past. We have a power of choice. Okay? We are not animals. We're people. We get to pick what happens in our life. How about this? Choice, change, choice, chance, and change. How you like these 3 C's? Choice, change, and chance. You got to make a choice to take a chance so you can make a change. You got to make a choice to take a chance so you can change. You got to make a choice to take a chance. It might fail. It might change. I choose not to be a victim of my circumstances. I choose to get out from under the situation. Go back to my people, please. Yeah. All right, think about this one. Choose not to be a victim. All right, Brandon Manley, I'm gonna let you talk about this. Choose not to be a victim. You got people in your team, they're victims. They're victim of their wife, victim of their girlfriend, victim of their daddy, victim of their cousin, victim of their circumstances, their raising, their heritage. Choose not to be a victim. You might be a victim of something. Talk to me. Help us understand what that number 3 is, not being a victim.
Well, I think it just kind of goes back to your circumstances. I mean, we just talked about the circle of you. So what can you control, right? And considering yourself a victim of things, like everybody's going through things. It's just like you say, you're going through things. Your problems might be bigger than mine, but I think my problems are huge. So I don't really know how. I'm working on it. I'm working on how to get people out that victim mindset. I'm working on getting myself out of that victim mindset.
Omar, I'm coming to you in a second to get your mind right. How do you get out of the victim mindset? You don't have to tell me the worst thing that's happened to you, Brandon, but tell me some stuff that's happened that you could be a victim of.
I mean, January, my dad died. That was a pretty big blow.
That's a victim. I mean, you were a victim. You were. On the other hand, how were you a victor? How were you a victor with that?
I mean, I still say to this day, the thing that helped me out the most there was staying busy. I mean, it was incredible how much activity was done in that time and how little time I had to think about it.
Let me tell you, give you another way. How to stop worrying and stop living. How old was your dad?
75.
And how old are you?
29.
Do you know how many people on here didn't get 29 years with their dad?
Yeah.
You got 29 years with that stud. Does that make sense?
Works.
Now you celebrate the hell out of that. You got 29 years with that stud. That's victory, baby. Now you make him proud. Dude, if he saw that graph, dude, what would he say if he saw that graph?
Yeah, he'd say, I knew you could do it. Something like that.
Well, I got news for you.
Keep going.
I believe you can see it.
Yeah.
I believe you can see it. You know, my dad passed away when we started this company in June of 2001. 2002, June of 2002. So my dad passed away. What do you think old George would say? I was 37. I got 8 more years than you did. 30 years of it, he had Parkinson's disease. 30 years out of the 37, he had Parkinson's disease. How's the victory? Mama stuck with him. You with me? We all got it. It's you're either a victim or a victor. Yeah. Here's the thing. If Brandon's given 5 minutes thinking about my problem with George passing away and having Parkinson's disease for 30 years, I give you $1 million. He spent 5 times, you know? He's probably going like, shit, I never thought about that. I got no kid. I don't expect you to think about me. People, they get hung up in their situation and they don't focus on the victory and the solution and tomorrow. Does that help, Manley?
Yes, sir.
That's deep as hell conversation. That wasn't a how you doing. What team do you pull for? I know he's a Wolfpacker. Do you pull for Indiana? I don't care. What do I care? Hey, look, hey, here's how I know. You want to go to the championship of the ACC football game this year, Brandon?
Sure thing.
There you go. Who cares who he pulls for? If we're going to the championship game. I did hear we're playing Clemson. And anyway, I don't want to get off on that. Omar, that's superficial. Omar, what do you think about that, dude? What do you think about that? Victim? Anything you've been victim to that you can share?
Yeah, absolutely. I when I first tore my ACL in college football, and it was either go to the NFL and being where I could have, where you can go to being a third round draft. And what happened was I tore my ACL that spring year where I was supposed to be a high pick going into my senior year in football at Colorado. And I could either have given up and just sit there and cry, say my season's over or my career's over, or you can wake up and you just show up and just get better. And that was just the mentality is just showing up, and how can you be better after that ACL happens and not give up. Pretty much is never giving up, and showing up was a huge thing. And that kind of like brings it back to into this business that helps me overcome. Like if things aren't always, peaches and cream, but if you wake up every morning and just go do it, no matter what happened yesterday, you're going to win.
God, how many times have I woke up next morning? Well, whew, hope I do better today.
Yeah, it's just showing up, and that's what coaches always put into me, just saying you wake up, you show up, and you keep up, and you'll be all right.
Wake up, show up, and keep up. That'll be another shirt. Wake up, show up, keep up. Write it down to you. Wake up, show up, keep up. That's a good one right there. I steal that. That's mine. I remember when I thought of that. Hey, was your parents well off? You come from a rich family, rich heritage, CEO, president of a bank, something like that?
No, sir. No, I mean, we weren't poor. It was just, me and my mom. But
didn't have a daddy around?
In and out of jail at that time, but just me and my mom.
Yeah, we can blame it on that. We have victim mentality. I explain if you live in a single wide trailer with no underpinning and tires out front to make sure you don't run off in a ditch when you pull in, I'd understand. I'd be like, I understand the situation you were in. You didn't have a chance.
Or they say
you were screwed from day one.
Or they want to blame the school system coming up in the LA area.
Oh my God, you got more excuses than Daggum Carter got liver pills.
And you're not supposed to make it, but yeah, you overcome. You just you don't listen to what people say that you can't go to college.
Give them a highlight of your life, how it's set up. You got a house, like tell them, give them a little, just brag, give them a little resume, what's going on in my life now.
From right now, or from starting from
right now?
Yeah, so pretty much we moved out here from Tennessee from California, and me and my wife.
There you go.
Me and my wife, we moved out from California. We sold our house, and we wanted to, be out where we can have more.
How's it going?
And it's going good. We gave up a lot. We gave up a lot because of money.
Got a yard, got grass.
Not yet. We're waiting for the housing market to slow down. We did.
Apartment? Yes. Got a swimming pool?
Swimming pool, workout place, But yeah, no, we're waiting to buy a house, like 5 or something acres of land.
So we'll give you some advice on that too. You got any kids?
I have 5, 4 boys and a girl.
How old are
they? The youngest is 3, which is my girl. My oldest is 14, and then I have a 11-year-old, 11-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 5-year-old.
How long you been married?
6, almost 7 years.
5 kids.
Yes, sir.
They all healthy?
They're all healthy.
What's that Darius Rucker song? I got everything I need and nothing I want. And nothing I don't. Everything I need and everything and nothing I don't. Does that make sense? You ever heard that song? You probably can't.
I have not.
You probably somebody needs to send him that Darius Rucker. Growing up in LA, no wonder you don't know. At high school, all right, we got to go to number 4 real quick. This one's crazy. Nobody owes me nothing. Proper English. Nobody owed you nothing, Omar. Nobody owed you anything. The world was here before you were.
All right.
Mark Twain said, don't go around saying the world owes you a living. The world owes you nothing. It was here first. Seek accountability, not escape. I tore my ACL. I was born in LA. My daddy didn't have good sense. I get it. My dad said, I hope you don't get Parkinson's disease. I get it. My dad got Parkinson's disease. Forced into retirement. They treated him like Dookie at work at the post office. When they forced him into retirement, they gave 2 men his job. 2 men. It was too much to walk for one person, but they made him keep all that whole, he had a walking route. I said I never met a harder working man than George Albright. I learned that from George Albright. Say, Stephanie Rodriguez, how you doing?
Good, Andy. Thank you for having me on.
Kicking butt, taking names?
I'm all over it.
How's all the mics in your life?
Oh, they are all wonderful. They are good. Mike is Mike. He's great. He's a big support to me. I'm very lucky to have him. Then I got Mikey, and then I got Big Mike Hartley. So I always gotta clarify when I say I'm going out with now, Big Mike. I'm like, no, like my Mike. So there's Big Mike, my Mike, Mikey.
And your other boy's got a really cool name that I know it as good as my name is Andy Spencer. His name is
Angelo.
Exactly. Angelo. 3 Mikes and Angelo. You could have said he's Michelangelo. That's the way I'm going to remember it.
Yeah.
Michelangelo.
Yes.
But
I got a Michelangelo.
All right.
Yep.
Let's go to this fifth one. Y'all are not going to like this. If we're about out of time, you just tune out. You're not going to like this one. Try discomfort. Here's what people say. That's not comfortable for me. Well, then do something uncomfortable. Gustavo came to meetings when he was in pain, when he was told not to go by the doctors, when he should be at home. He got on a jet and flew from Miami to Burlington, North Carolina, because he chose discomfort. Change never happens in a comfort zone. Brian Tracy said, who will be at our convention, kinda, next week. He would make a special appearance. Move out of your comfort zone. You can only grow if you're willing to feel awkward and uncomfortable when you try something new. Remember, change is uncomfortable. You must embrace discomfort if you want to expand. All right, let me have my faces back, please. Try discomfort. Quit trying to tell me what's comfortable. Quit trying to be easy. I told this one girl, I said, be on this call today if it's inconvenient. If it's easy for you to get on it, don't get on it. I need discomfort. You'll like this one, Davies. Guy said, have you ever had the misfortune of missing your afternoon cocktail? He said, I must confess in my life, some things you must prepare for. Therefore, I doubt that I have ever missed one.
That sounds like Churchill.
Tell me what Churchill said about that woman.
He said, sir, you are the nastiest man I have ever met. If you were my husband, I would surely poison you. And he said, and ma'am, if you were my wife, I would surely drink it.
It's just a matter of perspective, ain't it, boys and girls? What was that one we said, Adam, a long time ago? You remember that one? A long time ago, I had a choice.
At an early age, I was forced to choose between honest arrogance and hypocritical humility. I chose the former and see no reason to change now.
Sorry for my arrogance, people. Sorry for my confidence. I'm trying to be real with you. I'm trying to be humble and confident is my goal. And last thing I want to be is arrogant and busted. Humble and rich. How is that? That's what I'm shooting for. Well, you're very arrogant, Andy. Well, like Adam said, at an early age, I was forced to pick. Hypocritical humility, Charity, or honest arrogance. And I had to go with one of them. When I was broke, Omar, here was my thing. I am going to be rich, damn it. I am going to be free in America. I was fortunate enough to be born in a free country, and I will be a free man. If you were transferred here from another country, Atsoy, you're in a free country, and you can become free. Free to travel. Free to do all kinds of stuff, brother. Free to buy a Cadillac, a Mercedes, a Ferrari, a jet airplane. It's your choice, but it will not happen in the comfort zone. Choose uncomfortable. Call people, Brandon, that you don't want to call. Marcus Richardson, call people that you want to call. Choose embarrassment. Choose to get turned down. Choose to get stabbed in the back. Choose to go out there. I wonder if this is money-making call. I'm finishing up this call. I got another one more minute. Then I did hit them. I'll call you back. I get more calls about my apartment complexes and my extended warranty than I do people that want to get rich. I usually take all my calls. Y'all know if you call, I pick up the daggum phone if I'm all possible. Them daggum apartment calls getting on my nerves. What do you mean? If you had an apartment complex that you owned, you would know. People are desperate to buy apartment complexes today. God almighty. 5 ways to change. I tell you what I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask Tia to do is post that whole presentation and say, here they are. They're available to 5 ways to change. If you missed Andy's call, it was really funny. I highly recommend you listen to it, especially Davies has some good points. Kat's had some good points. Riddle, would you might like to make a good point? Can't hear you yet, Riddle.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like the part where when you think of what you're grateful for, you can't really be negative about what's going on or what's going on. So when you think like with Brandon and stuff, in 27 years with his dad, it's hard to think woe's me type stuff when you're grateful for what you got.
You want to hear a little bit of his story, Brandon? He ain't gonna tell you, but I'll give him a little taste, just a little taste, Riddle. Don't give him everything.
My dad died when I was 24. He took his life, so he chose to leave. Got divorced 10 years ago. Had multiple business people stab you in the back. Grateful to go partner.
Grateful to be flying. When's the last time you flew standard back there with the other people in a commercial airplane? Not, in other words, not in first class. When was the last time you flew not in first class? How many years ago?
I don't know. Probably 8 years ago, 9 years ago. I have no idea. My kids haven't flown back there either.
If you're grateful, you can't complain. That's what he's saying. I said a taste, Riddle. You lit him up.
I didn't give the good stuff.
Hey, listen. He didn't even give you the good stuff. He didn't even give you the good stuff, Charity. All he gave you is a glimpse into the life and times of Andy Riddle. Guess what I'm reading, Riddle? One of your favorite books beside my bed. I ain't going to go in there and pull that in here. Guess the third book I'm reading.
Winning?
No, it's a little harder than that.
Relentless?
Yeah. I start reading Relentless again. This is not good for y'all.
The new one, Winning's very good too.
Okay, well, I'm going to get through Relentless again.
Same guy. Written by the same guy.
I saw he wrote several books. They want you to buy another book. He like John Maxwell. He wants you to buy another book. Hey, guys, success don't come in the comfort zone. We have a national convention coming up. People from all over the United States of America. We're calling it Family Reunion because it's like family. I've got Robert Van Winkle coming in to have a little toast. Guess what we're going to do, Davies? We're going to open a little bottle of Rip Van Winkle. Tell them about that drink, Davies. I don't know much about it. You more of a connoisseur.
Rip Van Winkle. Pappy Van Winkle. That's some good
Pappy
stuff.
Van Winkle.
That's some good stuff, man.
We're going to have a glass of Pat. Have you ever had any? I've never had any. Tell them, give them a High Life bottle of. So if you had a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle, what would you have?
You would have a very, very, very expensive bottle of bourbon. You would have notes of spice and hints of vanilla with an oak finish that you will remember the rest of your life.
If you can't, can you just walk in a store and buy one?
Mm-mm.
How do you get one? If you want a bottle of that, how you get it?
You got to find somewhere that's got high-end liquor like that. You can't. It's not at the Shell station, and it ain't at the ABC store.
How much, if you want to get a bottle, what do you think that, like a little, what does it come in, a quart or a pint? What does it come in?
The fifth is probably gonna be like $600 or $700.
Why'd I pay $5,000 for mine?
Yours is probably a more expensive version of it. Like,
Maybe
there's,
4 to
there's
5.
Mercedes and there's AMG. You got the AMG, Pappy.
40 years, something like that.
Holy crap.
Maybe it's 30. I don't know. But we're gonna open it up with
Rob Van Winkle.
Yeah, Robert Van Winkle.
Who gets to do that? Who gets
Robert
to do
Van
that?
Winkle. We're gonna open a glass bottle of Pappy Van Winkle. Wrap it up with that. Can you play that?
Hey guys, it's the Iceman kicking like Jackie Chan. I got something to say here, man. Guess what? Stop, collaborate, and listen. The Iceman is coming in like Jackie Chan, hot, and I'll never melt, but I'm coming in hot. What does that mean? I'm coming in to see you and Andy Albright. So get in where you fit in at the Alliance headquarters for family reunion happening July 29th through August 1st. And I'll see you guys there. So make it happen, Captain. Put on your dancing shoes, and I'll see you there. All right? Word to your mother. Yeah.
We're gonna get him to say word to.
Enjoy life, everybody. Smiles are contagious. Go ninja, go ninja, go.
I like what he says. Silly like a hillbilly. We're gonna get him to say word to Elliot's mama. Word to Elliot's mama. All right, love y'all. Peace out. Hope this helped a little bit. Just a little bit. Bye.